Welcome to Lit Happens, Saskatchewan's showcase of the literary talent of the province. We are on location today at Murdog Apparel in the Midtown Plaza, and we've been having a superb time in the store. So I just would like to welcome my guest, Ashley Mattern, to the show.
Hi, glad to be here.
I am so happy you're here because I think you encompass a world of Saskatchewan writing that people don't really have an appreciation for. Mm-hmm. You are a freelancer.
That's right.
Which I think is really interesting. I don't know if society overall realizes what a broad spectrum of balancing a freelance writer has to maintain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and actually, when I talk to people about freelancing, some people don't even really know what does it mean to be a freelancer.
Yeah.
So I'll maybe start there.
Sure.
What I do is write for many different clients. So sometimes I'll be writing for up to 12 different publications or business clients at once. And they all will give me different assignments. And so that's what it means to be a freelancer, is to not be working for one company, but to be working for multiple companies all the time.
Wow. I can't imagine. I mean, of course, I write, of course, as most people know, too, and I usually only have 2 or 3 projects on the go at any given time, and that's probably the best balance I can maintain.
Right.
So I don't know how kudos to you for doing what you can do.
Right. I think part of it, too, is that when you're freelancing, it's generally smaller projects.
That's true.
Sometimes it's really big projects. That does happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually it's smaller projects. So when I say I have 12, it's not 12 books or anything
Right.
like that. Yeah.
That's true.
But you're right. It does take a certain kind of balance. You have to manage your time very carefully. You have to plan weeks in advance sometimes. I might get a deadline. I usually don't use the deadline I'm given. I give myself a different deadline.
Yes. A tighter?
A tighter, yeah, because
Yes.
you're trying to balance all those different deadlines into, the amount of time you have. So you're right, it does take a certain amount of planning, I guess, to make sure that you can meet everything you need to meet. Yeah.
Wow. So give us an overview. Give us a rundown of what a typical day in the world of Ashley entails.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's funny because when I first started freelancing, I was like, I'm going to sleep in every day, and I don't have a boss, so it doesn't matter. But really, it's you're tied to the business world. So I'm up at 8 a.m. and I'm at my desk by 8:30, and I'm working until 5 p.m. So I'm working a 9-to-5 job. I'm just doing it sometimes in my pajamas. So and then it does give you some flexibility during the day. I can come out and do things like this,
Yes.
and I don't have to let anyone know about it. But yeah, really surprisingly, it's really typical to an office job where I'm at my desk
Right.
and I'm working on these projects that I have. So.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is just, I was hoping you could just share with us a bit of your history with the Sheaf, the well-known university newspaper, which I don't think ever gets enough coverage.
Right.
And you were quite involved with it for a number of years.
Yeah, I was. I started at the U of S student newspaper, The Sheaf, in, it was probably 2006 or so, as a volunteer. And then I worked my way kind of up the ranks, I guess. I then worked in my way into being an arts editor, and then I was copy editor, and then I was editor-in-chief for a couple of years.
Wow.
And then after that, I still stuck around a bit longer to sit on the board of directors, because by then it was really my baby, and I wanted to help it continue to be as good as it is. And I have an English degree from the University of Saskatchewan, but there was no journalism program. So the Sheaf was really my first education in journalism, and it gave me the confidence I needed to start freelancing. I started freelancing while I was still at the Sheaf. So it's really a great place to learn, and if anyone watching this is trying to learn about writing and they're in university, I'd say go to the Sheaf, absolutely.
Yes, I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we can inspire some blossoming writers.
Yeah, definitely. It's always a friendly group of people there, and it can be intimidating. The first time I ever walked into the office, I was kind of scared, but I'm so glad I did it, because everyone was very welcoming, and they want to help teach people how to write better, and it's a fantastic learning environment.
Now, did I read, correct me if I'm wrong, that the Sheaf is one of the oldest university newspapers in the country?
Yes, it is one of the oldest. It was established in 1912. So we celebrated the centennial, I guess, a couple of years ago. There are a few papers yet in Canada that are older, but it's definitely one of the oldest, which is pretty exciting, and it's kept the name The Sheaf
Yes.
for the entire time. So
Yes, it's sort of a timeless name. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, I know we're running out of time, but I wanted to get out to viewers your contact information, because you are always available, as many freelance writers in Saskatchewan are, to at least visit the idea of perhaps tackling a writing gig. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I also should say, too, I love mentoring other people as well. So if anyone is interested in talking to me about writing, I love talking about it, and so they can get in touch. But so I have a website at Ashley, it's ashleymattern.com.
Okay.
And then I'm on Twitter at Ashley Mattern, and you can find me on Facebook under Ashley Mattern, too. So pretty straightforward.
Nice. Well, I know we're just about out of time, but I actually now I'm curious. You have such a great energy about you, and there's so much life in you. What does the next few weeks, few months hold for Ashley Mattern? You got any big writing projects on the go?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mentioned, sometimes I have up to a dozen going, and I'm doing that right now. I'm juggling a bunch of them. And then actually my husband and I are starting a web design company.
Nice.
So that hasn't quite launched yet. We're still in the planning phase, but it's pretty exciting. I'm going to keep doing my freelancing the way I always have, but we're going to roll it into kind of a bigger system. So yeah, it's really exciting.
How's the balance going with that? Because obviously you both have a lot of creativity. You live in the same house. Your home-based businesses, all that. Everything's going okay?
Absolutely.
No disharmony in the marriage?
Yeah, no, not at all.
All right.
We knew beforehand that we work well together, so I don't think we would have tried to do this if we didn't know that. So yeah.
Nice. Hopefully we can get you on again, and we can talk about the web design.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I think that's another fascinating aspect of creative culture these days.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I know we're out of time, but I want to get out your email, your website one last time.
Sure, it's ashleymattern.com.
Okay, and like a lot of people, you're very approachable on social media. So
Absolutely,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Ashley, thanks so much for coming out here today to Murdoch and just sort of brightening the set with your energy.
Oh, great,
Loved
thanks.
having you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. That's all the time we have today for Lit Happens. If you enjoyed today's segment, you can see previous episodes on Shaw TV or on my website, www.westfunk.ca. And you can connect with me online on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I'll see you next time on Lit Happens.